And come to seated, resting the hands on the knees. Just taking a few moments to come to your breath, filling up your lungs and your belly, allowing the breath to be deep and full. Just taking a moment to set an intention. Maybe that's just to feel a little more energized, or maybe it's to kind of wake up and enjoy your day, or maybe there's something else that's calling to you. And just holding this intention at the forefront of your mind throughout the class, just to keep you in the present moment and keep you focused. So on your next inhale, bring the shoulders up toward your ears. And on your exhale, roll the shoulders back, pulling the shoulder blades onto the back and lengthening through the neck and the spine, out through the crown of the head. And walk your hands forward, coming into a seated fold here. And just getting some length through the side body. And inhale, gently walk the hands forward. Switch the cross of the legs. And then walk the hands forward. I'm bringing the torso down over the legs and just noticing the difference on this side, and maybe there's no difference. And inhale, come back to the center. And then bring your hands to your knees. And on your next inhale, gently press into the hands as you bring your chest forward, maybe reaching the gaze upward for a little seated cow pose. And exhale, arch through your back, bringing your chin toward your chest, rounding here. Good. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale, rounding. One more time. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale, rounding, chin toward the chest. Inhale, coming back to the center, making your way to hands and knees. And pulling your belly button toward your spine, reaching the right leg back behind, flexing through the foot. Keep the right hip bone pointing down, squaring off through the hips. Stay here or extend your left arm. And just lengthen out through the fingertips and the heel, keeping the core engaged. And on your exhale, open the arm and the leg out to the diagonal. So not quite out to the side, but just gently engaging through those right obliques, those side abdominals. Come back to the center, release the hand and the knee. Adjust as needed and extending the left leg back behind, flexing through the foot. Maybe extending the right arm, lengthening out through the heel and the fingertips. And then reaching the arm and the leg out on the diagonal, keeping the core engaged. And coming back to the center, releasing the hand and the knee. Curling the toes under, spreading through your fingertips. Press your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And just take a few moments to pedal your feet, walking the dog out. Reaching the tailbone up toward the sky, melting your heart toward your feet. And on your inhale, gently start to roll forward, coming into plank pose, top of a push-up. Pausing here, pressing the mat away, belly button working toward your spine. And on your exhale, rolling back, coming up onto the toes, and then gently bringing the heels down. And we'll do 2 more of those. Inhale, coming forward, rolling forward. And on your exhale, hips up and back. Good. One more time. Inhale, rolling forward, plank pose. And exhale, rolling back, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale here. Then we're just going to reverse the breath. So on your next exhale, roll forward. And just notice how that feels in the body. And inhale the hips up and back. Exhale, bringing the body forward, plank pose. Inhale, hips up and back. Good. One more time. Exhale, coming forward. And inhale, hips up and back. And just pausing here in downward facing dog and just taking note of the difference when you reverse the breath. And maybe you don't really feel a difference, and that's okay too. Good. Bend your knees, look forward, and then start to walk the feet forward, maybe 1, 2 big steps or a few steps. Coming into a forward fold at the front of the mat, reaching the crown of the head down. And then on your inhale, root down through the feet, sweep your arms out and up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reaching up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the heart forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Root down through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reaching up. Bring the palms to touch. Lengthen out through the fingertips. And then tilt your torso over to the right, making a little crescent width of the body. Inhale, come back to the center, lengthen. And then tilt the torso over to the other side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Step the feet back, coming into plank pose, top of a push-up. Pausing here, pulling the belly button in. Turn the left fingertips out slightly so that the pointer finger points toward the front part of the mat. Roll over onto the outer edge of the left foot and reach the right arm up. Scoop the hips up, taking vasisthasana on the left side. On your next exhale, bring the right forearm down underneath the right shoulder. Roll over onto the outer edge of the right foot. Reach the left arm up. Good. And when you're ready, bring that left forearm down, coming into forearm plank. Pause here. Pull the belly button in. Good. And then start to walk the toes up, coming into dolphin pose. Crossing the mat away. Good. Walk the feet back out. Come back into plank. Forearm plank. Roll over onto the outer edge of the left foot. Reach the right arm up. And then plant the right hand. Come into vasisthasana, side plank on the right side. And come back to plank. Cross your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up behind. Exhale, bend your knee toward your nose. Step the foot in between the hands. Option to bring the back knee down, otherwise keep it up. And inhale the arms up, torso up. Either modified lunge or crescent lunge. Good. Bending into that front knee. Work the tailbone down. Place the hands to frame the front foot. Step back to plank. And then we'll take that same side plank, forearm plank sequence on the second side. So come onto the right outer edge of the foot. Reach the left arm up. And bring the left forearm down. Left forearm side plank. Good. Right forearm comes down. Come into forearm plank. Pause here. Option to stay here. You can always bring the knees down. And then start to walk the feet in if you choose to take dolphin. Reaching the tailbone up. Crossing the mat away. Shoulder blades are working onto the back. Walk the feet back out. Roll over onto the outer edge of the right foot. Take that side plank. Left hand comes down. Take left side plank. And come back to plank pose. And press the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up behind. Exhale, bend the knee toward the nose. Step the foot in between the hands. Come up for either modified lunge or crescent lunge. Extending out through the fingertips. Tailbone working down. Exhale, place the hands. Step back to plank. And then we'll take a regular old vinyasa. So bend the elbows as you lower down through chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or lightly hop toward the front part of the mat. Exhale, fold. Root down through the feet, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. Good. Inhale, lifting that right knee up. Really root down through the left toes. Stay here, or maybe extend that right leg out in front. Be mindful not to lean back. Keep the torso forward. Good. And then start to swing that right leg back behind. If the knee is still bent, then extend the leg once you have that leg reaching back behind, warrior three. Good. Bend into your left knee, reach the right toes down, come into crescent lunge, adjusting the feet as needed. Exhale, place the hands to frame the front foot, step back to plank. Turn the left fingertips out, take that vasisthasana side plank on the left side. When you're ready, bring the right forearm down, come into forearm side plank. Good. Bring the left forearm down, come into forearm plank. Pause here, and then maybe start to shift the weight side to side, still pressing the forearms and the elbows into the mat. Working on that shoulder strength, upper body strength. Good. Come back to the center. And then roll over onto the outer edge of the left foot. Take that side plank. Right hand comes down. Take a vasisthasana side plank on the right side. Left hand comes down. Plank pose. Press the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or lightly hop toward the front part of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down as you sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. And taking that same sequence on the left side. So bend the left knee out in front. Pause here, root down through the right leg. Extend the left leg if you'd like. Maybe you try it on this side and maybe it doesn't work, or maybe it does. Just go with what feels good. And then start to swing that leg back behind. Coming into warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. Good. Extending out through the crown of the head. Start to bend into your right knee as you reach the left toes down, coming into that crescent lunge. And when you're ready, take the hands down to frame the front foot. Step back to plank. Right fingertips roll out just slightly, rolling out onto the edge of the right foot. Reach the left arm up. Place the left forearm down. Take that side forearm plank. Good. Come down with the right forearm. Pause here. Maybe shift the weight back and forth. Continuing to press the forearms into the mat. Maybe bring the torso back to the center and walk the feet up, coming into dolphin pose. Maybe shift the weight from side to side here. So we're still really working on that upper body, upper shoulder strength. Good. Come back. Walk the feet back out. Plank, or forearm plank. Roll over onto the outer edge of the right foot. Reach the left arm up. Plant the left hand. Roll over onto the outer edge of the left foot. Come back to plank. Press the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step or lightly hop toward the front part of the mat. Holding here. Root down through the feet. Sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. Good. Inhale the arms up as you bend the knees. Sit back into Utkatasana, chair pose. Weight is heavy in the heels. Bring the hands together and down to heart center. On your exhale, twist to the right, hugging the inner knees toward each other. Maybe hook that left elbow. Sitting the hips back. Good. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Maybe hook the elbow. Watching that left knee and right knee, making sure that they're nice and even. Inhale back to the center. Keeping chair pose. Start to shift the weight onto the right foot. Bend that left foot out behind. Hugging the inner thighs toward each other. And then start to extend that left leg coming into warrior three. Bend again into that right knee. Reach the left toes back. Crescent lunge. Good. And then on your exhale, bring the left hand down in line with the right toes. Reach the right arm up. Maybe roll out onto the outer edge of that left foot and bring the right leg to stack on top of the left. Maybe take a few steps. Good. Vasisthasana. Scoop the hips up. Reach that right arm out over the ear. Stay here, or maybe dip the hips down and then come back up. Dip down and back up. One more time. Dipping down and back up. Reach the right arm up. Come back to plank and press the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or lightly hop toward the front part of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up, coming into chair pose. Hands come together and down to heart center. Shift the weight onto that left foot. Bend the right foot out behind, keeping the bend in that left leg. And then really hug that left outer thigh in as you stretch the right leg back. Warrior 3. Pull the belly button in. Start to bend into your left knee. Reach the right toes back. Crescent lunge. Bring the right hand down in line with the left toes. Reach the left arm up. Maybe roll onto the outer edge of that right foot. Maybe stack the legs. Just take whatever feels right in your body. Reaching the left arm out over the ear. Stay here, or sit the hips down and back up. Down and up. One more time. Dip down and up. Reach that left arm up. Come back to plank pose. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Good. And on your inhale, bend the knees. Bring the knees down to the mat. Walk the knees out wide. Tops of the feet come down to the mat. Big toes touch. And press back to child's pose. And just take a breather here. And then on your inhale, gently come back to tabletop. Hands and knees. Curling the toes under. Press back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up behind. Exhale, bend the knee toward the nose. Swing the right ankle out toward the left wrist. Bring the right shin down. And come into more of an active pigeon here. So you're not going to bring that back knee down. Press into the back toes, but still gently work the hips down. Beautiful. And then bring that right hip down. Swing the left leg around. And bring the left sole of the foot to the outside of the right thigh. Left arm comes back behind. Inhale that right arm up. And on your exhale, twist. Gazing out to the side or over that back shoulder. I'm just taking this half Lord of the Fishes variation. I'd inhale the head back to the center. Gently unwind. Sweeping that left leg back behind. Placing the hands. Step back. Downward facing dog. We'll take the second side. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, bend the knee. Swing the ankle out to the side. And come into that active pigeon. Keeping that back knee up. Sitting down into that left hip gently. Keep the torso working toward the midline so you're not leaning over to the left side. Beautiful. Now bring the left hip down. Swing the right leg around. Placing the sole of the foot on the mat. Right hand comes back behind. Inhale the left arm up. And on your exhale, twist, hooking that left elbow to the outside of the right knee, or maybe hugging the knee with the elbow crease. And inhale, come back to the center. Gently unwind the legs and then just extend the legs out in front. Placing the hands next to your hips. Press the back of the legs into the mat, the heels into the mat. Press the hands into the mat, Dandasana staff pose. Gently pulling in at the low belly. Walk the hands a few inches behind. Fingertips can point towards your hips or out to the sides. Press into the heels and the hands as you lift your hips up. Coming into reverse plank. Maybe work the toes down toward the floor or the earth. Good. Inhale, gently coming back up. On your exhale, hips come down. Beautiful. Bending the knees. Maybe start to engage through the core. So pull the low belly in. Really engage through those transverse abdominis, those lower abs, as you lower yourself down with control. So if you have any abdominal separation or abdominal injury, just come straight down to the mat rather than lowering slowly. Hug the knees in. Maybe rock slightly from side to side. And then bringing the knees back to the center, open the arms out into a T. On your exhale, release the knees over to the right, gazing up or out toward the left hand. And inhale back to the center. And then release the knees over to the other side. Just getting a nice release here through the spine. Massaging those digestive organs. And bringing the knees back to the center. Releasing the feet down to the mat. And just walking the soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to drop out to the sides. Bringing the arms a little closer to your body. And just coming into reclining bound angle pose or Supta Baddha Konasana. Closing the eyes and just allowing the back body to rest on the earth. Softening through the pelvis, the legs, the torso, the arms and the shoulders. And staying here as long as you'd like, or maybe extending the legs and coming into full Shavasana. But just doing whichever pose feels the most needed in your body. And thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.